Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, Margo Meyers with Martin K Home Staging. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. So, Martin K, interesting names, considering yours is Margo. Where did it come from?
Right, yeah. Well, so a couple years ago, my parents decided that they wanted to start building or renovating homes to sell.
Okay.
And we had the first two that we did were new builds, and they sat on the market for a while. And so we were talking about, well, what can we do before we take that initial, price reduction? Could we do something a little bit more economical? And while those homes eventually sold before we needed to try staging, it really got us thinking about how we can put our best foot forward, so to speak, when it comes to getting these homes on the market, listing them at top dollar, and getting them sold in a timely fashion.
Sure.
So I started Martin K Home Staging, and because my parents are such big supporters, that's kind of, I named it after them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Paying, homage to who got you started in more ways than one.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, they're great.
Okay, so Margo, you are in the greater Northeast Missouri area, is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about obviously the area that you serve, but also kind of what home staging is for anyone who may not understand kind of the scope of it.
Sure, yeah, so home staging, it's really a great marketing tool. So I think a lot of people think, well, it's just decorating, we, straighten pictures and fluff pillows, and really it's so much more than that. That's part of it, it's really fun. That's the tip of the iceberg. So it's a great marketing tool for real estate agents, for sellers, for developers who, again, want to put their best foot forward when it comes to, selling a home for top dollar and a quick turnaround.
Sure, yeah. Very, very much showcasing the potential of the space.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah. It's really just kind of putting a great light, aesthetically pleasing picture of a home.
Yeah, absolutely. And greater Northeast Missouri, I'm assuming, okay, so Hannibal, are there a list of counties, or is it just within a certain area that you do?
Sure. Really at this point, being a new business, I'm pretty open to the greater Northeast Missouri area.
Okay.
I'm headquartered in Kirksville, Missouri,
Perfect.
but again, right now we've done homes in Kirksville or Dare County, Knox, and Lewis.
Okay.
So kind of Hannibal too, any of those areas.
Perfect.
We're open to.
Okay, and we'll get to how you can get a hold of Margo in just a minute in case you're interested in showcasing your home, putting its best foot forward, right?
Yeah.
Or any property for that matter. Now let's talk about kind of psychology behind it, because some of the statistics are pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the first, I think, interesting statistics that I found, kind of looking into staging, the psychology behind it. So we know it creates an emotional connection for a buyer when they walk in. They're not just seeing an empty room, four walls, and trying to visualize things, which can be difficult for a buyer. They're seeing, oh, this is how they set up a living room. Oh, wow, it looks really cozy. I can imagine myself here. So there's some emotional aspects to it. There's a psychology behind it. And the really interesting statistic that I found was that on average, when you walk into a home, you have about 7 to 8 seconds as a buyer. They decide whether they're going to move forward with it.
Wow.
To a degree. Yeah. I mean, so, and as someone who's purchased a home, who's looked at homes, to renovate,
it's true.
I feel in line with that, right? Like you walk in and, does it have a pleasant smell? Is it cluttered? Is it aesthetically pleasing to yourself?
Right.
So there's, I think that's a great statistic to think
Absolutely,
about.
it is, and it's not something that as a home seller, you've lived in that space.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, obviously, we utilize the space in the best way possible. Maybe you're not. Maybe you don't know that, right?
I think that's a great point, because I think we get desensitized to our own homes.
Absolutely.
Just as we can go nose blind, we get desensitized to our homes. So I think it's a great way to come in and say, hey, let's have that conversation about how we can make your home the best it can be, and so that you can get top dollar for it.
Absolutely. So top dollar, one of the kind of the naysayers, that when you're talking about staging, they may say it doesn't make sense to spend this kind of money, right? But the ROI, there was also some interesting statistics there as well, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. So let's say on average we spend 1% of the list price of a home for a staging. So for a $150,000 home, that's $1,500.
Right.
So when you think about that, would you rather spend $1,500 up front to make sure your home is looking great on the MLS and you're confident about it, or would you rather take a $5,000 to $10,000 price reduction?
Right. Yeah.
So, and really, so with that 1%, we know, I believe it's with the Real Estate Staging Association, their statistics, you get a 5 to 15% return on that investment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think,
No brainer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd much rather do that than take the price reductions.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your process a little, because I think, people obviously take their space very personal.
Sure.
But this is not saying that what you're doing is wrong. It's not saying that your style is out of date. It's just saying we kind of know how to come in and spotlight the best features of your home.
Yeah.
Give others the best impression that you can. So when you're walking into a home, do you automatically know what you're going to do, or does it depend on the style of the home? Is it like the fixtures and stuff that help you decide? What's that look like?
Yeah, I would say yes to both.
Okay.
Sometimes it's walking in automatically knowing. Other times it's, well, we want to pay homage to the architecture of the home too. So I don't want to lean too far farmhouse if you have a mid-century modern home, because sometimes that can just come off kind of cheesy, honestly.
Right, yeah.
So we do want to look at the architectural features of a home. But again, I want to make sure that every client is happy with that process as well. One of the services that we do offer, it's a pre-listing consult. So that's if people are still occupying the home, and they are motivated, they want to sell, but maybe again, like we talked about earlier, they've just become a little desensitized maybe to the home. So this is something where we'll come in, we'll walk the property, and then we can provide a report. Maybe that's here's some paint ideas because your home faces north, so it's not getting all that southern exposure.
Right.
So this would be a better way to go. Maybe it's just some links to some economical cabinet pulls or some new hardware updates can go a long way in a home,
So we're not just talking couches and lamps and stuff here.
No, we'll go as far as to give suggestions. We won't go into the home and, do that work, but we will give suggestions when it comes to the occupied homes, Here's some options, here's some ideas, and then also we will look at floor plans, furniture layouts, and provide maybe an updated, better, for traffic flow, traffic pattern in the home.
Sure.
We'll provide a floor plan as well, because we see a lot of, people go, oh, well, this room is way too small, it won't fit our furniture. Well, the furniture that's in that room is way too big.
Right.
So, or, a really big room, we've just pushed all the furniture to the walls.
Yeah.
And that may not, again, be putting our best foot forward when we're trying to showcase a home.
Oh my gosh, I kind of just want you to come into my home and tell me how to fix it, right?
Enhance it, right?
Yes, enhance it, yes. So let's talk about that. Obviously, we keep talking about homes and leaning towards, homes that we're putting on the market. Who else would be a typical client for you?
Yeah, so again, the real estate agents is kind of a big one. Developers who may be flipping homes and again wanting to, I keep saying it, but putting their best foot forward and getting top dollar for those, especially for all the hard work they've put into a home like that.
Yeah.
And then I would say sellers who can see the value in home staging and want, again, to get as much money as they can out of their home and in a quick turnaround time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you bring not only suggestions during the consultation, but when it's time to actually stage the home, you will bring in the furniture, the fixtures, and essentially leave it there for a certain amount of time determined by you and the client. Is that right?
Yes, that's, exactly. So we do both either a partial stage or a full, or what I call a whole home stage. The whole home stage is kind of what you think about when you see stuff on HGTV or, kind of the staging when you walk into a home. We'll do like a primary bedroom, a living space, a dining. We could do maybe a home office if that's something that's really wanted.
Sure.
And of course we'll decorate like a kitchen, with maybe some some bar stools and some, decorations, same as in a bathroom.
Sure.
The partial staging, I actually call that my problem-solving one as well. So, if your home has a really unique architectural feature or kind of a weird layout, or if it's just a really small home that has to wear a lot of hats. I have to figure out, a living, a dining, maybe even a home office in one room. So that's my other option, is a partial stage. I don't ever want like a weird layout, a unique architectural feature to be a reason a home sits on the market too long.
Right.
So for that, we can come in, and again, we're not going to hide it. We're not going to, put a blanket over it, say it's not there, because it's there, but we want to make it look as good as it can and not be a deterrent for selling the home.
Yeah, work with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Okay, so if anyone is interested in home staging, Martin K Home Staging, how would they learn more about what you offer and how to get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I do have a website. It's martinkhomestaging.com. And again, my preferred method of contact would be just getting a hold of me via email. Okay. Again, martinkhomestaging@gmail.com. Send me a little bit about your project, about kind of what you're wanting or needing, and then we can hop on a call and talk about that more. I'm also on Instagram at the same name, Martin K Home Staging, and that way people can kind of see some of the work we've done so far.
Yeah. Well, it sounds very fun. It also sounds like I think people can benefit hugely from this.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
You really sound like you know what you're doing. I can't wait to look at everything that you've done so far. And I think this is going to be a very successful business for you and your family.
I hope so.
Again, love the name, Martin K Home Staging for the greater Northeast Missouri area. Get in touch with Margo. Yeah, it sounds like you can definitely help those homes and spaces put their best foot forward.
I would love to try.
Yes, there you go.
Yep.
I love it. Well, thank you, and good luck, and congratulations thus far.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Margo. All right, coming up next, I sit down with DOB. We talk about refreshing your mindset when it comes to scams and how you can stay safe. Stay tuned.
Welcome out to Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer and it feels so right. I'll meet you out on Broadway underneath Shamrock Light. We're gonna have a good time on the patio tonight. There's a party down at Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer on a champagne night. We're feeling all alone and you got no place to go. So come down here and drink a beer on Kelly's patio. Kelly's.
Welcome to Cedar Club, Quincy's favorite local bar. A friendly corner bar with a laid-back atmosphere and affordable drinks. It's the perfect spot for a great time. With entertainment galore, including shuffleboard, golden tea, pool, foosball, and winning gaming machines. Cedar Club's latest edition is the best spot to catch your favorite game. Great drinks, great friends, and great times. Cedar Club, 20th and Cedar in Quincy.
Utopia is now open every day from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. and till 1 a.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Chill out with a craft cocktail or an ice-cold beer, and Utopia's got the latest gaming machines with big jackpots ready for you to win. Need the perfect spot for your next celebration? Utopia features a beautiful event venue, available now for parties, reunions, and private events. So come see what all the buzz is about. The drinks are cold, the space is hot, and Utopia is ready for you.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be. Before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
And welcome back. Joining me now, my pal, Don O'Brien with the Better Business Bureau. How are you, DOB?
I'm good.
You good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy April.
It is April. The weather is a little rainy, and I think that's why we both chose our
we want to
blues
be warm.
today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're taking kind of a moment today to refresh ourselves on BBB 101
Yes.
right? How to stay safe, what to do in the event of, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so we talk about here, if you get in trouble, file a complaint. If you file a scam tracker report, do this, do that. We're telling you what to do, but we don't tell you how to do it.
Right.
So I figured today we'd tell people how to do that.
Perfect.
So obviously, we look at our stats every year, and in our BBB St. Louis region last year, which includes Quincy and this area, we had 14 million people that we served. Most of that's through our website. People go to our website and they look for information at bbb.org.
Okay, not necessarily being scammed, but
No,
they're using you as
just
the
looking,
service.
if I need a plumber, if I need if I need somebody to work on my car or whatever.
Okay.
They go to our website at bbb.org, and you can find information for free. It doesn't cost you anything. And let's say you had a bad experience with a business and you're like, man, I really think I should file a complaint about them. That's where you go. You go file a complaint. There's a big file a complaint tab on there. You click that. Not going to cost you a penny. It's just going to cost you your time to do that.
That doesn't have to be a BBB accredited business, correct?
No, it can be. It cannot. And if, let's say it's a business we don't have information on, you can actually give us that information. You can say, ABC Construction, 123 Main Street, Quincy, Illinois, blah, blah, blah. You can put all that information in there, and then you can say, hey, this is what happened to me. I paid them money, and they didn't do work, or whatever. The work they did was bad, whatever that might be.
Gotcha.
So our complaint process, when I get questions from people that call my office, it's like, well, how long does it take for a complaint to go through? How quick do you work? And that process is as quick as the participants in it can be. Let's say once we get the complaint from you, we send it to that business, and that business has 7 days to respond to it.
Okay.
Some businesses are very responsive; they'll respond right away.
Respond to you or the client?
Respond to us.
Okay.
Okay. You got client. You got consumer, us, business.
Yes.
Consumer tells us, "I've had a problem with this business." Business has 7 days to respond to us.
Okay.
Now, if they respond quickly, then we give it right back to that consumer. And we say, hey, this is what the business says. Do you accept that resolution? They can either say, yeah, that sounds good, or no. And, so we're kind of the
mediator?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we're the non-biased, kind of neutral observer because obviously, in many cases, the consumer's already had its run around with the business. They're at loggerheads.
Right.
So we come in, and it doesn't cost you anything to do, and we help try to help, for lack of a better term, mediate that situation. So if after that first 7-day period goes through and they don't answer, we go back to the business where we say, hey, Ashley has this problem with you. You need to respond to it. It kicks off another 7-day window. So after that second 7 days, if they don't respond to the complaint, we actually call the business. And we said, hey, Ashley has this complaint. Can you please answer it? Then it kicks off another 7-day window. After that third 7-day window, if we don't hear anything out of the business, we go back to the consumer over here and we say, hey, we haven't heard anything from the business. Have you had any resolution in your case? Whatever, have you heard from the business? Have you figured it out? Sometimes the people say, oh yeah, the business might be too busy doing things, they don't get back to us, and the consumer says, yes, I'm good, or no, I'm still waiting, whatever that might be. So that process can take 28 to 35 days or so for that complaint. So our services are free, but sometimes, again, depending upon the willingness of the business and the consumer to communicate with us, that can be a pretty lengthy process.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because a lot of times we get people who are like, oh, I'm so mad at this business. I need something by Friday. And I'm like, well, you can file a complaint, but it's not going to be, unless the business answers it, it's not going to be done by Friday.
Sure, absolutely.
So those types of things. So again, that's a process that a lot of people use. We in St. Louis, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, I think it was like 22,000 complaints last year just in St. Louis.
Wow.
And when I talked about the 14 million, that's just in St. Louis. Our Better Business Bureau is set up kind of like a professional sports league would be. Chicago has a team, St. Louis has a team, New York has a team, Dallas has a team. All those different cities, big cities, have Better Business Bureau offices too. Sure. So we've got about 95 of those across North America, including some up in Canada. So we've got a wide variety, a vast network of information.
Gotcha.
Over 11 million of those business profiles you can find at bbb.org. And again, we talked about complaints. It doesn't cost you anything. If you want to tell us about a scam, you can go on our bbb.org. You can view the scam tracker. You can report a scam. You can look up a scam.
Right.
So again, all that stuff is you're maybe saying there. Well, how is it free? Our accredited businesses, the businesses that are accredited by us, they pay us a small monthly fee in order to be accredited with us. and they're the ones who pay our bills. They're the ones who really help us and help us be able to get the message out and be here for the Quincy community.
Yeah. So now, when you're talking about an accredited business, so they get a hold of you, they pay a monthly.
They're vetted. Not everybody that applies for Better Business accreditation gets that.
Okay.
You have to have at least a B as in boy rating. Our rating is A+ through F.
Okay.
And you have to have at least a B. Now, many of the businesses that apply have an A+ or an A-.
Sure.
And if you have a new business, people are like, well, gosh, where do I start out on the scale? Every new business starts out with an A- rating.
That's what I was going to ask. Okay.
So you can move up the ladder. So
or down if you're.
You hope you move up the ladder.
Yes.
After a year of a year of clean health and clean living, you can move up to an A, and then after the second year, you're up to an A+.
Okay.
So. Yeah, that's how it goes. So
and then the criteria of keeping it or growing your grade, right, improving your grade, is based on reports back to you guys, or
it's
what?
The willingness. Basically, the one. I kind of equate it to when we were in school. What was the best way to ace a test? You study for it. You answer your questions. So the best way to maintain a good Better Business Bureau rating is if you do get complaints, is you answer those complaints in a timely manner.
Gotcha.
And you resolve them.
Okay.
So the businesses that have poor ratings with this are those who are more than likely don't answer their complaints, or they have so many complaints that they have a pattern of complaints that they're not addressing, and they can get negative points on their profile for that. So
Gotcha.
we do have we try to treat every business the same. So how are we going to treat Google the same as the local contractor who has a couple dozen, maybe a couple hundred customers a year? To Google has millions, or billions. So we do factor that in. How big your business is, your revenue, how many employees you have. That all is factored into your Better Business Bureau rating.
Like a weighted
as well.
grade,
Correct,
if you will. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So that's how you do it.
And then also scams. Obviously, we're talking about how you can avoid scams. So not only do you list that on the scam tracker, so people can, reach out and kind of grow their awareness there, but you're also there to help mitigate some of those things if and when something happens, right? Tell them how to move forward.
Sure. So if we see a lot of scams, there's one that's going around right now that we put some. There is a text message scam involving window installers, if you can believe it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So they're taking names of window installers and they're saying, oh hey, Quincy Window. They'll just make up a name of business, trying to get people involved in that. So when we get a lot of scam complaints, we'll put out a warning. My job as an investigator with the Better Business Bureau, I do a lot of warnings about businesses, and we also do just basic general scam warnings of, hey, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of DMV text scams right now. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of toll text scams coming up now that we're getting into the driving season. So that's what we're there for. And again, we get a lot of calls at our office here in Quincy from consumers who may not be computer savvy, and if you don't have access to a computer, you can obviously call our office, 217-209-3972, and I can help you. I can help find out the information about a business for you too.
Absolutely. And then speaking of technology, these scams are just going to be more and more intricate and harder to spot, I think, right? So
with AI coming in, we really need to be a little bit even more on our toes now than before that was a thing.
Yeah, be diligent, but good news, because we got the BBB working for us as a consumer and for businesses, which is quite the partnership.
Yep.
We're lucky to have it, and if you have any questions, reach out to Don O'Brien. Get on bbb.org. It's a wealth of information to help us stay safe in very weird times. Right?
When have the times not been weird?
I know.
Can you remember when they were non-weird times?
No, I can't. And most days I enjoy it. Some days I'm like, gosh, what next?
The non-weird times are probably when we were in grade school and we didn't realize any of this.
Well, we just weren't
there's
paying
probably weird
attention.
times there. Yeah, we didn't pay attention.
Yeah, we just weren't
paying
paying
attention. But now we have to pay
attention.
attention because we're old.
You have to pay attention, and BBB will help you do just that. So thanks so much, DOB.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for Club. See you then.